Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Waste Nights, Saviours of the Waste, episode 4 and to the start of turn 3. Okay, where are we up to? Well, our first player for this turn will be Triple Jinx and she's over here, she's at New Sydney. After her it will be Zooma and Zooma here at Red Tomb. After him, Slicer Takeda, who's here at Queen's Valley, and then it will be Mama Manifold, who's here at Cerbero Tower. Okay, so what do we have to do in the preparation phase? Well, first of all, we've got the waste step. So we've got to advance the round marker, which I've already done. That's it. We're now at turn 3. And then we've got to mark any task cards. So I've marked Mission Improbable. That's now gone to 2. I'm not going to mark My Grandpa Was a Scientist and Fool's Errand because they were only we only got those in the explore phase last turn. So I think it's only fair that we have a full turn with them first. So they will get marked next turn. Righty-ho. Anything else that we need to do? Well, we've got to have a look at game board effects, but we haven't got any. So we can skip that. There are no long-term effects that we've got to move. There are no nuclear explosions or anything of that ilk. So we're fine there. We can update the stalls, but I think I'm going to leave them. There's nothing particularly that I want to get rid of and swap round. So we'll keep those as they are. And we pass the first player marker, which I've already done. That is now with Triple Jinx. So, having done the Wasteland step, the Waster step, let's do the Night step. So, we'll go across to the player board, starting with Triple Jinx. And here we are with Triple Jinx. The first thing we are going to do with Triple Jinx is she's actually New Sydney. So she can either heal herself, get rid of some radiation, get an ammo, or get some fuel. So she's fine on all the others, so all she's going to do is she's going to go back up to 4 fuel, because she has a long journey coming up. Right, so that's her. So does she have to mark anything? No, she hasn't marked anything, so she doesn't need to mark anything. That is fine. Is she going to swap around any of her gear cards? No, she isn't. We'll keep the AP rounds down here. No need to equip them, I don't think. I'd rather keep them for... in fact, we will equip them. Yes, put them in her pockets. Why not? She doesn't have to use them. I'd prefer not to. She's got the eraser and the mini bomber, so she should be fine. So that's her all set up, except she's got to pull a luck card. Here's a luck card. She's only got 4, so she'll be able to keep this one. And it is click click. After an opponent's attack check, if your opponent attacked using a weapon with bullets, so multi-attack weapon, this attack is ignored and any ammunition remains spent. So that's quite a good card. So put that here. So that is her 5th luck card. Right, that's it for her night step. Let's move across to Zooma. And here's Zooma. One of the first things we've got to do for him is at Red Tomb. And Red Tomb has got 2 radiation. So he's going to suffer 2 radiation first off. So we'll move this round. Is it 2? And there's a little, actually, pick it up without everything going everywhere. What you'll see is a little marker there, a 10 with sort of a slice through it, and when you're at 2 radiation, you cannot score criticals. Your 10 would still be a success, but it wouldn't be a critical. So that's nasty. So we don't want that. So what we're going to do is he's going to use his Rad Out. Yep, so he's going to discard that. He can discard it at any time. So it's discarded that, and we'll move this back to 0. But it is he's running out of stuff at a rate of knots. So we've done that, we've done the radiation, and he's took his rad out. Next, after that, he's got to unmark his cards and his sheets. Well, he's got no marks, so he's fine. Then he can prepare gear cards, and what he's going to do is he's going to put in his pocket the Bible of the Waste, because it gives him +1 to all checks that aren't combat checks. So that is a good card for him to actually put in his pocket. He should be able to use it all the time now. Another thing was, I forgot last turn to actually pick up his gene resetter. So this is a weapon. As you can see, it's quite funky. Cerberus must have made it. It's two-handed, medium range, but if you do hit, you get +1 damage, which is pretty cool. The gene resetter attacks against mutants, gain armor piercing and 2 extra damage, and there is no ammunition required. So he is going to equip that rather than his assault rifle, so we'll put that there. So that looks pretty cool. Right, what else is he going to do? Well, I think that's it, apart from he needs to pull a luck card. And boy, does he need some luck. So what's he got? He's got faster. Well, he can always discard it, at least for a health. So, but he can't do that now. He'd have to do that at the end of the turn. But before an opponent's attack check, during this clash, your opponent's attack checks suffer -2 dice. Nice one to have. So put that there, and that is his luck card. Okay, I think that is pretty much it for Zooma Jemba. He's down a bit on ammo. He's at 1 fuel and he is at 2 health. So he loses a die, which is unfortunate. I was thinking of keeping him at Red Tomb, but I think we'll have to move him, to be honest, because otherwise he's just going to get another 2 radiation. So I think we shall move him along somewhere, perhaps to get some fuel at the Old Refinery. But that's it for Zooma. Let's move on to Slicer Takeda. And here's Slicer. First thing, he is in a city. He is in Queen's Valley. So what that means is he'll be able to get himself a free fuel. So I'll move this along. So he's now at 3 fuel. Pop that back there. So he's back to 3 fuel. What else is he going to do? Well, as you can see, he's put his combat battery onto his sawn-off shotgun. So that's pretty cool. Getting rid of any markers off his sheet. He hasn't got any, so doesn't need to do that. Gear cards. Well, he's going to keep his Medi-Shot where it is. He's not going to use anything else, I don't think, or equip anything else, so he's fine. So, luck cards. So he gets to pick 2 because he's still got his Lucky Charm. But he's got 5 already, so we'll just try to see if any of these are any better. Focus Man. After any dice roll, re-roll all dice. You must accept the new dice results. That's okay. He might get rid of another one. Let's have a look. And he's got click click. After an opponent's attack check, if your opponent attacked using a weapon with the multi-shot, this attack is ignored, though they still spend an ammunition. So, sweet spot die already. Actually, I'm quite happy with what he's got, so he's just going to discard these and not take any of them. So I think that is it for Slicer Takeda. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's move across to Mama Manifold. And here we are with Mama Manifold. Now, she's at Cerberus Tower, and that has a contamination and a radiation. So she's going to lose 1 health, because of the contamination, so that puts her down to 3. And she's also going to get a radiation on her dial. So we shall pop that up to 1 radiation. That's not too bad. We can carry on with that for the time being, which is a good job, seeing as we do not have any medi shots or anything. Right, another thing is, let's get rid of any markers. Well, she has got a marker. If you remember, she used her special ability, which was to pass a repair check. So we'll move that marker back up here, so she's got that ability back for this turn. Okay, is there anything else that we need to do with her? Are we going to use any of her, going to move any of her gear cards around? No. Surgical instruments, that can stay in a pocket. And I don't think we're going to move anything else around. So let's have a look at a luck card. She's only got 4, so she'll be able to take this one. And she gets deadly quick. Before combat, set the range of the first clash. Place the range marker on any range card. Cool. Righto, so she gets deadly quick. Put that over there. And there we go. And that is it for Mama Manifold. And that is it for the preparation phase. So, let's start the Wasteland phase. And here we are with Triple Jinx in the Wasteland phase. And first of all, we've got the movement step. So she's got quite a way to go. She's going to Rusty's place. That's right over here. So what's her route going to be? Well, first of all, she's going to go here. That'll generate a Wasteland card, but no movement points. Then she'll move here. Again, no movement points, but we'll get another Wasteland card. Then our first movement point here. Second movement point. Third movement point. And our fourth and last. 3 movement points. We don't get any more. But we do get 2 more Wasteland cards here. So we'll end up with a total of 4. So that's going to be quite a few. Obviously the waster is going to wait till here, so he'll have 4 to choose from. So let's start moving. So Kate moves here. Apologies if you can hear the horrible Manchester weather. It is fairly racking against the windows. Right, so she moves here, so that'll be our first Wasteland card, which is a killer kiwi. Blimey. So it's a beast, and it's also a mech. So at least it's not ferocious, eh? Looks pretty ferocious, but they haven't got it down as ferocious. It's got 3 combat dice, long range, do 1 bonus damage, and it's got 4 health. Cool. So this combat starts at long range. During this combat, range cannot be changed in any way. I suppose because it's zipping around and you can't catch up to it, I suppose, while it's firing stuff at you. If you want to avoid it, it's a Medicine 9 test. Oh, so that's quite difficult. But if you take on the combat and win, you get a reputation point plus a yellow gear card. So that's one to bear in mind. But I think we'll let her carry on. So she'll move to here. And that will generate another Wasteland card. So the next one is the INHR, which is obviously these sort of medical zombie things that are a gang. And right, so they got 3 combat dice. They like short range and melee, 2 bonus damage, and they have 4 health. Your attack checks suffer -2 dice. These are nasty, aren't they? Oh, but it's a Medicine 5 test to get by them, so which is quite easy. Mind you, I imagine, because they don't look like they're too quick. let's be honest. If you do face them and defeat them, you get +1 reputation and you get a yellow gear card. Well, I think these are better than the Kiwis. The only thing, medicine check. What's a medicine? A medicine's 2. So she has got a good chance of giving them the slip. But I think I'd take those over the Kiwi. I think. Mind you, that's long range. What's a weapon? Oh, the eraser. The eraser's long range as well. So it doesn't matter that the combat with the killer Kiwi would start at long range. She has got a long range weapon, and a good one at that. Okay, so the only out of those two, it's the the INHR guys, because she would lose 2 dice. So I think these are the so we'll take those over the killer Kiwi, unfortunately. Right, but we'll carry on. We'll see what the last 2 are. So she goes here, spends 1 movement point, spends 2 movement points, spends 3 movement points. So that will be a fuel, because she doesn't have to spend a movement point to actually get here, which is Rusty's place. So she's made it to Rusty's place. We'll take that fuel off. So she's down to 3. But what we've got to do now is draw the other 2 gear cards. So the first one is, ooh, a cattle drive. So that's a general event. Pity it isn't a nature event. If it was a nature event, she can ignore them. It's one of her special abilities, but this is a general event. And right, so if you want to face the card, you have to stop immediately, and you will lose 1 fuel. Skip the exploration step this round. If you want to get around it, then you have to do a Torque 9 test. That's tough. That's a tough test. So, but if you suck it up, you will lose the fuel and skip the exploration step, but you'll get 1 reputation and 3 ammo. Except she won't get 3 ammo because she's already got 4. So she can't get any more ammunition. I don't think there's a way of getting any more ammunition. So I'd have to check that, but I don't think if you full up, I don't think you get extra. So she'd just get a reputation point. So, and she won't be able to pick up. She would not be able to pick up the private task. So it would put her back a bit. So that's interesting. What's the next one? And the next one is, it's another general event. Car wreck. So stop immediately. You lose 1 ammunition and skip the exploration step. So it's exactly the same sort of card, except you're going to lose something different. If you want to avoid it, you've got to do a repair 9 check. What's a repair? The other one was a torque, wasn't it? A repair's 3 and a torque's 2. But they're still tricky. If you suck it up, obviously you lose the ammo, but you do get 1 reputation point and 3 fuel. Well, she'd only get 1 fuel. She's just spent 1. So she'd actually get a bit more out of this card, because let's be honest, I think she'd take the delay, to be honest. And if she was going to take the delay, then it'd be the cattle drive, because she doesn't get anything from it. She loses a fuel and gets a reputation. So she can't get any more ammunition. I don't think she'd do the torque test. So, and these 2, well, we won't take on the killer Kiwis. And the INHR, it just depends. So it's between these 2 really. Let's get rid of the others. It's between these 2. So what's that going to do? That's just going to delay us. But it's going to delay us on an OK hex. We won't have to do these. We'll have to do these threat icons again, because she'll just stay where she is. But she essentially loses a turn. and that puts us back on doing the task. Whereas the INHR, why couldn't I call it something normal? That'd be but yeah, we've got the medicine test. Let's go for it. What are you messing about with cattle drives? We'll get rid of that, and we'll see if she can make the medicine test. Okay, I'll just set that up. Right, here we are. She's not going to try and take it on, even though I think she could. She's got the mini bomber and everything. She's just going to try and take the med. Oh, you know, I'm not sure. God, it's difficult even being the waster. No, she's going to do the cattle. She's going to lose the turn, because what's she going to lose? If she fails this, all she's going to lose is. Oh no, it's got a reputation. She'd lose 2 health. She would lose 2 health because there's a reputation on it. Yeah, we'll do this now. I've set it up. Right, so a medicine test. What's a medicine? 2 dice, I think. Yep, she needs a 5 or better. And she gets an 8, so she does do it. But, oh, bloody hell, that was... What an horrible decision that was. So we have got away with it, but I think this was the best card to play. So we didn't get anything, out of 4 waster cards, we didn't get anything that was really nasty, really. So we went for this one just on the off chance that she would lose 2 health if she messed it up. But she managed to get away from him. So there we go. And I'm using my other dice tower because I can actually get the D10s in this without them flying out all over the shop. Right, so that's it. She's got past that and she's now at Rusty's place. So that is the end of her movement step. Next up, we have Zooma. And here's Zooma. Right, so let's plan his route. So obviously he's going to leave red tombs, because I think we'll send Slicer Takeda there to blow red tombs up, I think. And he is going to go here, because he wants to avoid that threat marker. So, and he will go here to the Old Refinery. He's going to try and get some fuel back. So, and he's right next door to Alice Offsprings. So even though he might go down to 1 single health because of this contamination here, he should be able to get to Alice Offsprings the turn after and not spend any fuel because it's right next door. And he has got that faster, so he can always get rid of that to get a health back. Right, so off he trots. So he goes here, and that will generate a Wasteland card. And he gets... Ooh, Acid Rain. This isn't nice. So it's General and Nature. Bloody Survival 9 test to get away with it. Even if you face it, you don't get anything. This is horrible. Stop immediately. You lose 1 health. Even if you escape, place contamination tokens on this hex and all adjacent hexes. Ah, that is horrendous. That is horrendous. He's only got 2 health as it is. He'll lose a health. Get contamination tokens. So he will get another contamination token on here. Oh, that's horrendous. Oh. Well, he's got to do the escape. He's got to try and escape, because then he will not get he won't lose the health. Oh, but no, he'll get knocked out. There's no way not to get knocked out, is there? Because it's all adjacent hexes. So even if he doesn't lose that, he'll go here and he'll take 2 contamination, even if he's here, and get knocked out. Oh, gonna have to have a think. Right, we're back with Zooma, the unluckiest man in New Australia. Well, I think he's going to end up KO'd whatever we do. I can't see any way around it whatsoever. He is going to make his survival check though, so we do want him to get here. We do want him to get here, so we don't want him to stop there. We do want him to get at least somewhere where he can, because if he gets past this, he will only lose consciousness the start of next round, yeah? So he'll still be able to do his exploration and get some fuel. So he'll sort of stagger into the Old Refinery, manage to get some fuel, and then fall over. But, oh, that's... Oh, damn it! So he's got a survival 9 test to do. Now, he does have his Bible of the Waste. So he's got 3 survival dice, and he'll get an extra one because of the Bible, because it's not a combat check. So at least he'll get 4 dice. Oh, well, gets 3 successes. He gets a 9, an 8 and a 0. Thank God for that. But it's not going to help him because he's still going to get knocked out. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. Because it says... Even if you escape, we place like contamination tokens on this hex and all adjacent hexes. So we have escaped. Let's get rid of that horrendous card. So he does get to here, and he does have to pick another wasteland card. But before we do that, we've got to use these contamination markers. So that was the hex. So that's now got 2 on it. That's got 1 on it. This one's now got 2 on it, and that's why he's going to die. He's going to get knocked out next turn. And start of next turn, there's going to be 1 on here. And there's going to be 1 on here. Here. And here. So I think we've got everything. Yeah, just all these hexes here have now got contamination or extra contamination tokens on them, which is horrendous. Right, and yeah, I decided to play that. That was just a horrible card. It's a guaranteed knockout. So even though he gets here and this has got a threat token on it, we're not going to pull a second wasteland card. You don't pull 2, you only play 1. And I played that one because that is just horrible. And it's also going to be horrible for Slicer Takeda because we wanted him to get to Red Tomb. So he's going to suffer 2 radiation the start of next turn plus a contamination. So that's pretty horrendous. Right, so that's Zooma Jemba. Mr. Lucky, he's made it as far as the Old Refinery. But he's not feeling so clever. Righto, after him, it is indeed Slicer Takeda. And here we are with Slicer. Well, at least he's got a medi shot and some stuff, so he should be alright, but it's still not ideal. Right, what's his movement going to be? Well, he's going to move here, then he's going to go here, another wasteland card, and then here. So that's going to be 4 movement points in total, so that's just going to cost him 1 fuel. So let's set off. There's the first one, and he gets his first wasteland card, which is Alice's Exiles. Well, these guys look nice, don't they? Look at them. So the beasts and the muties. Oh, but they're only 3 dice. Medium range and melee. Got 1 damage and 6 health. After combat, if you lose, you must discard all your drug cards. Oh, it's only a talk 5 to get past them though, and you get +1. And his talk's brilliant, isn't it? Slicers. So, and if you fight them, you get +1 yellow gear card. We'll bear that in mind. But Slicer's a lot luckier than poor old Jemba. Right. So he'll go to his next one, which is here, and that is another Wasteland card. So we'll see if this is any more difficult. Roadblock. Let's have a look at this. General event. So again, it's a talk 5, so you can discard any gear card to ignore this card. Otherwise, if you can stop immediately, lose 1 health, and your card suffers obviously a damage. If you do agree to do that, you don't get any rewards for it, so you may as well try and talk your way out of it, and it's a talk 5 test. Right, so we're going to have to do one of these. May as well play it now. So I think he's going to he'll try and avoid whichever. So it's just a question of which one to try and do. We'd have to discard all. Yeah, we'll play the nasties rather than the roadblock. He'd lose his medi shot and stuff if he doesn't manage to get past these guys. Oh no, that's only if you lose combat, but he's not going to combat. He's going to try and talk his way past. But he should do it because he's got a talk of 4 anyway. Let's just check that. Yeah, his talk's 4. And is there anything else that'll help him? He's got focus, man. So he could actually re-roll if he doesn't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Needs to get over a 5. Well, he's got a 6. Bloody hell, he only got 1. But that was enough. He got the 6. So he's managed to talk his way past these muties. He's got past them. Let's discard that card. Right, and he moves into Red Tomb. There we go. Okie dokie. Righto. Next up is Mama Manifold. And here we are with Mama Manifold. Right, just before we plot her movement, we're going to play a luck card. As you can see, that's my HUD, and we play it before moving. During this move step, your waster does not draw any Wasteland cards and cannot play any on you. So let's make sure somebody gets to their destination without any trouble. So she'll play that. So discard that. We'll do a route anyway. So she's going to move from here. She's going to go here. Then she's going to go to here. And then she is going to go to here. So it's only going to cost her 3 movement points. She ignores all the threat tokens because this is her neighbourhood. And what a lovely neighbourhood it is. So she gets to the biolabs with no hassles whatsoever. So pretty cool. So that's it for her movement step, and that is it for the movement step overall. Okay, let's get on with the exploration step. And here we are with Triple Jinx. So she's on Rusty's. Oh, it is Rusty's garden. It's not Rusty's place. Which is Hex 12. So there is no exploration check, but there are some special things you can do on the hex. So don't really need any ammo. We don't need to put anything on our car. We've got nothing to put on the car or on the Strider anyway. So we'll just take 1 green card. So what does she get? She gets a medi shot. So that's cool. She's getting all the luck and Zooma's getting none. So, so she's going to take that. She'll probably swap out the AP rounds when she gets a chance and put that into her pockets. So she's got herself a nice medi shot. And because we've explored the hex, we can have a look at Fool's Errand. So here we go, Fool's Errand. You can find any spare part at Rusty's. Sandpiercer boys need new axles and pay well. Not to mention Rusty. He will make a real beauty for you if you help him close this deal. So we've explored Rusty's garden, and we need to talk 7 to take this card. So what's the talk? Her talk is 2. So let's see if she can do it. 7 or better. And she gets a 7 and an 8. Woo! Top banana. So she does take this card. So that's pretty cool. Get to take this card. So we can take that 1 off there. Put that back over here. And now she needs to get to Sandpiercer to accomplish the task. But that's another nasty little journey. But there is a chance of getting the laser sight gear card and getting 2 extra reputation. So let's put this on her player area. So she's doing very well. And she's now looking to complete Fool's Errand. Excellent. Right. So that is the end of her exploration step. Next up, it's Zooma Jemba. And here we are with Zooma. Zooma, who I should have left in Red Tomb. I was just trying to be clever, try and get him some fuel. Thought it'd be okay, but no, he's going to get knocked out. He should have stayed in Red Tomb and he should have done that common task. But, too late now. Right, so let's have a look at the Old Refinery. Here it is. We've got to make an exploration check, so we've got to do a survival and we've got to get 7 or better. Now, doing this check, we cannot use his Bible of the Waste because I've had to put a marker on that because we used it to make sure that he could escape the acid rain. So he's just going to have his 3 survival dice. He's not going to get a bonus from his Bible. And we need a 7 or better. And he gets an 8. Whew. Nice one. So he manages to explore. So he's explored the Old Refinery. And let's have a look at the specials. Well, the first special is the one that we want here. So we could take a green card, I suppose. But, you know, even then I'd be thinking, oh, take a green card, he might get a medi shot, which means he could survive. But the fact is, the fact is, we've just got a medi shot for bloody triple Jinx, haven't we? So I doubt there's 2 in a row. So what he'll do is he'll take the fuel. So he's going to take the fuel. And so it's 4 fuel. So he'd used 1 in his move. But this does give him, he's back to a full tank of fuel. So at least he's got a full tank of fuel. Actually, looking at his luck cards, he has got a faster luck card. That would give him an extra health. So he could discard that during the rest step. That'll give him 3 health. He'll lose 2 health because of these 2 here. So he might not get knocked out. I'd forgotten about that luck card. And I think that you play it during the rest step right at the end. So he may yet just survive. So I just noticed that then when I went to do his fuel. Right, so anyway, that's the end of his exploration phase. And next up we have Slicer Takeda. And here we are with Slicer Takeda at Red Tomb. So let's have a look at Red Tomb. Here it is. We've got to make a Repair 7 check. If we'd make a Repair 7 check and explore the Hex, that means we can do Mission Improbable. So where we get the launch codes and we actually launch the missiles to hit the Red Tomb Hex. So, but first, we've got to do this repair check. So let's see if he's got any luck cards. If not, then, well, he's got Focus Man, so he's got a re-roll. So his repair's 1. So he's got 1 dice and a possible re-roll. A 7! Yes! Yes! Everybody is doing brilliantly, apart from Zooma. So he's made the exploration check. So he's going to take mission improbable, and he's going to use the launch codes. Then we're going to place the nuked marker active side up on the red tomb 7 hex. And he gets 2 reputation for that. So he's our red player. He goes up to 4. So he's in the lead as regards our little mini game to see who gets the most reputation. And he has completed mission improbable. We'll put that down here, and we shall put this die onto a 2. So we've done 4 tasks now out of 12. Get rid of that 1 because he's done it. I think the idea here is he doesn't nuke himself, obviously. He sort of sets them off. So he set it off, and it's sort of coming back down to blow itself up. I think the hexes are meant to be very, very large. So he's got far enough away after setting the launch codes that he doesn't get blown to bits. So I think that's the sort of idea behind it. So there we go. So we've blown up Uluru. Brilliant. Okie dokie. So that is it for Slicer Takeda and his explore step. Next up, it's the rest step. What the hell am I talking about? Isn't my manifold going to get a go? Of course she is. She's got to do her exploration phase. Righto. So she's here at, I think it's Cerberus Biolabs. So let's have a look. Here they are. Hex 6. So there's no exploration check. So you can heal 3 radiation. Well, I don't think she's got any radiation damage yet. Oh yes, she has got radiation damage actually. Or she can discard any number of mutation cards from her knight. Well, she hasn't got any. Or she can get +1 green card. Should I heal the radiation? She's only got 1 radiation. And there's no radiation on this hex. So I think we'll leave that. We'll just take the green card. So we'll take a green gear card. Let's see if she gets anything groovy. Another medi shot, I don't believe it. Zooma took that medi. If he took the green card, he'd have got a medi shot. I think he's alright anyway because he can get rid of one of his luck cards, but oh bloody hell. Right, anyway, she's got a medi shot. Put that in a backpack. She'll keep the surgical instruments in a pocket because I think she'll need that for a medicine test in a moment. Right, so she's done that, and she's got herself a medi shot, which is pretty cool. Having done that and explored, what we've got to do is we've got to have a look at this private task. My grandpa was a scientist, so she's going to pick up some stuff from his old job, and so she's explored Cerberus Biolabs. She's got to do a Medicine 9 test, which is difficult, man. That is going to be a difficult test. But she's got 3 medicine anyway. She has, and she's got a surgical instruments card. So that gains a plus die. So she's going to get 4 die. And she don't have to mark the card. So she can use it for medicine tests as often as she wants. Right. So she's got 4 dice. Any luck cards? Nope. She hasn't got a reroll or anything, so we've just got to get a 9. Oh, 2 6s, 2 5s. Didn't make it. So she hasn't managed to pick up the card. So the card's going to stay here, and she's going to stay here. Because we need private tasks. We need to do private tasks. So she's going to try again next turn. She's not going to move, which is unfortunate. So we've lost a bit of tempo, but she will have a chance next turn to have another go at picking it up. But yeah, we had got quite lucky with doing our tasks. It was bound to happen that we were going to start like failing a couple of tests. That was a bit of a bummer, seeing as we had 4 dice to do it, but never mind. Right, so that is the end of the exploration step now. So let's get on to the rest step. And here we are at the rest step. So we've got no waste knights on the same hex, so there can be no trading. So what else is there? They can use their gear cards. So I think that, yeah, Triple Jinx is going to take her AP rounds out of her pocket and she's going to replace it with the Medi Shot. So that's going into the pocket. Anybody else going to swap anything round? I don't think so. I think everybody else is happy with what they have got. And oh, I forgot to. I've just took a fuel off Mama Manifold. She did spend a fuel to get down here. So she's right now. She's on 3 fuel. Nobody else is going to change any gear cards around. Next we have a quick resupply. Who's going to do a quick resupply? Well, Zooma's going to have to do a quick resupply, because if he doesn't, he's going to get knocked out next turn. So he's going to discard this faster card for an extra health. So good job I spotted that. That puts him up to 3 health, because he's going to lose 2 next turn when it starts because of that contamination, which is a bit grim. Right, so we've done the quick resupply, and that is it for the rest step, and that is it for turn 3 and for episode 4. Well, tactical errors there, especially with Zooma. I should have just left him at Red Tomb. He could have done what Slicer's just done. We wouldn't have got a load of contamination like tokens all over the board, and he's going down to 1 health anyway. That acid rain was nasty, and it's not only going to affect him next turn, it's going to affect Slicer Takeda as well, because that put a contamination token on Red Tomb. But we have done another common task, which reminds me, we've got to replace it. So here's the common tasks. So it's a choice between nice trophy. I'm setting up a little business and I need something to decorate my shop. Maybe a furball's head or a C3D2's arm. Even a few biker's jackets will do. This task will be accomplished by the first knight to defeat any enemy from the wasteland cards. Wasters must play enemy cards if able. And the next one is nice trophy. So doesn't matter which one we pick, because it's going to be the same. So discard that. So nice trophy is up for next turn. We'll get rid of the die. And we are ready for next turn. So yeah, so we've picked up a private task. We've finalised a common task. Unfortunately, Mama didn't manage to pick up the other private task. My grandpa was a scientist. She'll have to have another go next turn, so we've lost a turn there, which is a bit of a downer. But we have completed 4, and 2 of those are private ones. So hopefully we can get back on track next turn. The person who's in real bother is Zooma. He is going to lose 2 contamination. There's an extra contamination marker on here thanks to acid rain. He's got 1 anyway. So the start of next turn he will lose 2 health. He's got no Medi Shot or anything. So he's got 1 health. I think he can limp into Alice Offsprings. You can't trade for drugs there, unfortunately. But at least at the start of the turn afterwards, he will be able to recover 1 health because he's on a city hex. So we'll have to sort of try and work something out there. But he's in a bad way. Perhaps Slicer Takeda can go to Alice Offsprings as well. He has a Medi Shot. Although, mind you, he'll probably have to use that on Oh no, he's going to get one contamination, isn't he? So perhaps he can give his medi shot to Zooma, and he can use his rad outs on himself. So I think that's what they can do. Mama, she's going to have to stay where she is because we need her to pick up that private task before it runs out of time. And Triple Jinx, our best player, she is going to head over to Sandpiercer, which is another nasty hex, to be honest. So she's going to head over to there and try and complete this private task. Right, so as I say, that is the end of turn 3 and the end of episode 4. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the views, thanks for all the subscriptions, thanks for all the comments, the support. Any ideas and tips, please? Please help me. Or any ideas about what to do. And yes, as always, thanks to all those who've gone across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. Thank you very much. But other than that, I think that's it for this episode and this turn. So this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!